Hey guys, so getting right into it, let's talk about what I believe to be the biggest change within Bakugo after this episode. And it can be all summed up in two words or three if you want to get very technical about it. Adaptation and leadership. It's been well established at this point that despite how bombastic and over the top a character Bakugo can be, he's not a dumbass. He is a legitimately strategic and tactical person. This is something that has been established and practically since season one. It's something we've pretty much all known. However, one thing that has been made clear is that Bakugo is the type of person to go into a situation with a single plan, but if it fails, he just improvises and readjusts in the moment. And even though he has developed a lot as a character, this is still more or less the method he falls back on, which has but the problem is that the method itself has in one way or another, it's worked for him, but it's also got other like the people he's working others like his comrades caught in the mix in some way. But here in this episode, however, we're pretty much not only seeing what all that development has led to, but it really puts into perspective just how far Bakugo's skills as a leader have grown. Like he like if you really look at his whole plan, his whole strategy during well, pretty much during this episode, it was it was something that was perfectly tailored to his style. One where even if something went wrong, the pretty much others would pretty much still it would still pretty much would still pretty much be able to properly adjust to any situation, yet still carry out the plan as intended. It's something so subtle that you wouldn't think about, but when you see how it plays out, Bakugo is the one taking the initiative, the one always in front, the one always taking a step ahead to his next move in the moment. Which if you pretty much look at the past arcs where he's taken a leadership role, like the license exam for example, it is a very vast departure from that in the sense where he isn't where or he's always thinking of, okay, what's pretty much the next move I can do in which I can both protect my comrades and I can take out the villains at the same time. Again, it is taking that a very simple idea, but it's showing it through the lens of pretty much just how far he's taken a lot of lessons to heart and just adapted it to pretty much his own style of leadership in a weird way. And I kind of love how it just shows Bakugo's natural progression. And honestly, is it just me, or have the past couple weeks of episodes really been kind of fucking amazing? Like, don't get me wrong. The past couple episodes, like, don't get me wrong, the past couple episodes have been amazing as they are, but the thing I've found over the past couple of weeks is that that pretty much despite how lackluster that this arc can be for some, I think the anime has really done a lot in order to just showcase just pretty much how just how much important this arc is just for character growth and development. Like, it's pretty much shown it pretty much shows it a lot of the growth. It's just shown a lot of great context. I think the episode as a whole, it's been great. Just the arc itself, it's been a lot better than I remember it being. Just put it that way. Um, Now, with that said, I do want to take a moment to focus on Monama's reaction to Bakugo's change, because while it is played up for a bit of comic relief, this is the first real moment of the mask slipping, so to speak, and Monama's true nature finally coming, pretty much finally being revealed to us. Like, look, the thing is, when it comes to Monoma, I've made it no secret he is not my favorite character. In fact, for one reason, in fact, there are many moments where the guy is just outright an annoying piece of shit to me. But, but, but the thing is, this arc and it kind of plays into what I said before about how I think this arc is a lot better than what we've given it credit for, which is that this arc definitely puts his confidence, his passive aggressive arrogance into perspective. Like after seeing what Bakugo's capable of now, he the Monoma, the man, Monoma himself, he's got insecurities at the wazoo, and all of them stem from an inferiority complex he feels towards, I guess, Class 1A, but even more so, he pretty much saw Bakugo. It shows just how much he saw Bakugo as an easy mark in order to focus those feelings of insecurity and hide his own weakness. But now, from seeing this change within Bakugo up close, he's realizing that he's not only lost the last little bit of leverage he had thought he would always have over Class 1A, but now he's being forced into a situation where he has to recognize his own weakness, whether he wants to or not, and come to terms with it in terms of how he himself can personally grow. And yeah, let's just say from here, like again, it's gonna be, let's just say that Monoma's growth. Let's just say that as someone who wasn't a big fan of Monoma to begin with, Monoma's growth over from this point on is something that really took me by surprise. Like again, as someone who wasn't even a big fan of the guy, I was actually kind of surprised. Of the amount of layers and depth that the Prince Monoma's character got. I mean, it isn't as obviously it isn't as great as like any of class 1A obviously, but it's something that made me realize there is more to Monoma than Prince just being this passive aggressive sore loser kind of guy. So yeah, and yeah, honestly, one thing I loved more than anything else about this episode is that because of how Bakugo performed in this episode, it pretty much instantly set the metric for Izuku, because it's pretty much no coincidence that if you really look at Bakugo's team and Izuku's team, they're pretty much both like pretty much paired with not necessarily like weaklings necessarily, although with Izuku that's probably more or less the case, but they're definitely paired with pretty much people who wouldn't exactly be their first choices, I think, in a lot of ways. And so pretty much for Bakugo, that was obviously a great test of his leadership and how he could use like Sato's everyone's skills to their greatest advantage. And this is the same thing with Izuku. It's a test of his leadership, and see how he can work with and play upon the strengths of the people he's working with and his comrades. And honestly, this contrast between Bakugo needing to take up the leadership role as well as Izuku really shows just how, despite what's going on in the manga right now, how important both of them are going to be when the time comes. Like again, Izuku, he isn't working with the greatest team. Well, let's be honest here, but it is going to be just a test of how much of a leader he can be. And in Izuku's case, he's always been, as you know, Izuku's always been one to work with what he's given, but the thing is, can he pretty much make a victory happen from what he's given? That's kind of the big question, I think, here. Now, with that said, let's talk pacing, because as I said, the final moments of the episode jumped right into the final match. And honestly, I know there have been a lot of complaints about the pacing of this arc, but pretty much from here, like, it's all smooth sailing to the finish. So even though, frankly, again, I think the last couple weeks of episodes have probably been some of the best of this arc and really made me re-examine my thoughts on it. I can understand people's desire for it to end, but with that said, a word of caution, if I may. Be careful what you wish for, because after this arc, the series will beat you down emotionally, and relentlessly without stopping. Like I'm not even joking when I'm not exaggerating when I say that beyond this point, the series goes full steam ahead into the kind of madness and insanity that just breaks down everything you've become comfortable with in this series to the point where trust me, beyond this point, you will wish for arcs like this again. I know, trust me, I'm not exaggerating. The series definitely goes into gets darker and darker as this gets darker and more insane as the series goes on from this point. So, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm on Twitter, Analyst, Crunchyroll. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications and share it around. Death Knight of Enemy, signing off. Later, guys.